So that's helium. Ha! These are empty. That's going back now. So in today's video, we're going to be taking this helium tank, cutting it in half, and turning it into a burn pit to test how well does fire actually melt snow. That's enough of that, though. It's pretty much empty. It's like 2 psi. And now I'm getting my voice down back to where it normally is. I wish it was higher, but not sounding like that. This was going to be a much bigger video for the main channel, where I test how many watts it takes to melt a certain amount of ice or snow, and if pouring hot water on them is right. But I must have cleaned up my shop too much. I can't find the cable for my electric heater, so I think we'll just make this video about flame. I'm the maintenance manager for a number of buildings in town, and pretty much this whole block. And some of the tenants have said that they want to get a flamethrower to melt the snow, or asking if they should pour hot water on it, which both of them just aren't gonna work too well. It barely works. I mean, it's okay, but you're gonna spend a lot of money, because after a while it slows down. You'll probably use this entire propane thing just to melt this square right there. Now, it seems like it starts fast at first, but no. And the few people that have asked me if they should pour hot water on it, well, I had to tell them that that's a very easy way to make a slick surface of ice. So let's see about cutting this container open, turning it into a little mini fire pit. All my angle grinder batteries are flat. It's because of the cold, so I can't actually cut the tank. I only was able to cut that much. This is the cold is pissing me off. Not having a heated shop is pissing me off. I have another burn pit. We can just burn it in that. I don't know. I'm just... Everything being wrong because it's cold, because I can't be here to organize, and so I organize stuff weirdly when I rush through, and all my power tools are too cold to use. Yeah. Well, I was able to get that much done. Tried 3 batteries. I'm giving up. I just want to burn something, because I have a lot of wood I want to get rid of. I actually had a number of blocks of wood that I had aged in the summer just for this. Gonna be honest, I was kind of looking forward to this when I started milling wood again in the summer. It is kind of cool to have all these little offcuts to burn. I'll get my thermal camera. How about that? Oh yeah, look at that. Always that the screen flickered like that, but it's pretty hot. It's at about 200 degrees on the metal. Or actually more like 50 degrees C. The wood blocks burning are now starting to melt down, but oh so slowly. So slowly. Look at that. Huh. That's kind of cool. It's been about a half hour, I guess, or maybe 20 minutes. And it's already down a little bit. It's kind of funny to see, really. I keep chopping it really tiny so it'll burn quickly. That's why it's also really vigorous. Just a few minutes more, I think it's speeding up. Down a number of inches. got a considerable lean to it as well. Oh, interesting. Look at that. So it's melting through, but that hole is leaving like a little tower of ice. So it is speeding up. That is amazing. Pretty soon it'll hit the floor. Well, probably another 3 or 4 inches. This is really cool. We've reached that point where it heated up enough to where it started falling down and it evened out. And look in there. We actually have the gravel. And I see that the snow underneath the ice, because the top layer is pretty hard, that snow is actually melting quicker. These little hardwood offcuts. They were kind of hard to get started, but they're burning pretty well now. Ah, it's kind of cool. I find it interesting that you can tell that it's melting it in the direction of the flame because it's melting in lines first. So parts that have like more lined up are taking longer to melt, kind of like Tetris pieces. And so it ends up looking like hairs. That's just kind of fascinating, to be honest. There's that ground I missed. Now that the coals are getting pretty tiny, I have this trash can that I can use as like a flue. I know it's got a lot of snow on it, but oh well. It'll get through that, you know. But I didn't want any embers blowing anywhere, so I added that. I playfully kicked that snow in, and then I realized the fire is quite died down now. It's not going to be melting much, so I dug some out and just let the little bits be there. Just thought I'd say that. It's not really an experiment, it's just more playing around. This is burning pretty cleanly. I was able to move everything over the corner. Still warm, but not exuding heat like crazy. Woo! It's kind of funny. There's a bit of tar there. Everything's steaming. That's some roofing tar, I bet. That's interesting to see the steaming. I see the ice melting and the surrounding snow is absorbing it. It happens again. It's actually going pretty fast, to be honest. I'm surprised it's picking up my gloves as if they were fingers, but maybe because they're wet. That might be the secret. Maybe we should take this, move it. Oh, yeah. To expand that hole a little bit. Yeah, it was slowly melting it down, but just barely. Oh, that's interesting. So that's the spot where I had it, and you can see the heat. It was hotter. It's like, well, you can tell it's a little bit melted because there is above freezing point temperature there. With this thing being so hot, it's really overshadowing everything. So I'll have to let that die down a bit more. But once that oxidation stops, we'll probably still be able to see. Look at that. You can see the warmth around it. That's amazing. Now that that's out of the way. Oh yeah. 100 degrees C. A little warmer than I wanted, but really there's nothing that's going to happen from it, to be honest. Let's see what happens if we take... Oh wow, look at that. It's filling up with water. It's getting saturated, and pretty soon it's just going to start melting like crazy. That's really cool. We put so much heat into the ground that it's able to melt ice in of itself. It's getting full. It's pretty much soaked now. Any more melting and it's gonna drop the water onto the ground. Yep, and it's doing it. I also noticed this is doing something interesting over here, where I guess as it's melting. Isn't this an interesting little world underneath here? You can see the different layers of the storm. We actually had the storm dropping, well, snow at first, and then up here is the ice. So it came down pretty dense and lightened up and came back a few times. That's really interesting. So you can actually see the different layers of the storm. So it's pretty much on its tail end. Let's throw some water in here. And back to that. All that ice in the middle has already evaporated or been absorbed. Probably the latter. You can see the differences. That's so cool. You can actually see it does retain the heat pretty well. So that's not a bad insulator. Not a great one, but not a bad one. 27°C. I just put that ice on there just in case. But there's almost no fuel left. That's kind of neat. Well, I'm going to call it there. Hope you guys enjoyed this little waste of a time, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.